Hey friends, it's Mr. Johnson, and it's Thursday, and you are not in school. So hopefully things are okay with you. And this is, you just saw Harry's tail there. Harry is the baby of the cats. He's the one that hangs out with mom the most, and he's the one that cries the most. I'll show you. And he's furry like his mom. Where's the camera? There's Harry. Harry, can you say hi? Yeah, it's such a good little boy. Such a good boy. Okay, so it's Thursday and you're not in school, and I hope you're okay. This is what we did today. We got the calculators out. We had some fun with calculators, and we're looking at patterns. So the lesson today in your ebook, and remember to get to your ebook, you go to CPM Math, and then from there, just click on More Math for More People. And if you have a Chromebook and you hit login, all you have to find is the Google G. If you don't have your Chromebook, then what you have to do is you have to use your school email address and your school password. But I'm already in, so. And you'll be already in if you have your Chromebook with you. Sound good? So this one is called How Can I Rewrite It? And we're investigating number patterns, and we broke out the calculators today to do this. And the learning targets today is that students will investigate number patterns, including patterns created by decimals and fractions. And students will be introduced to the vocabulary. Terminating decimal stops. Repeating decimals go on forever. Okay. And then the success criteria is that students will use reasoning to make sense of the problems that we go through today. Okay. So the first thing we did is we got our calculators out and we started entering these expressions. We went 1 times 8 plus 1. So we got our calculator out here. And we went 1 times 8 plus 1. Okay. We got 9. And then the next thing we did was we went 12 times 8 plus 2. All right? Or 1, 2, 12 times 8 plus 2. And we came up with 98. We're going to continue to see if there's a pattern going on here. We're going to go to 1, 2, 3, 123 times 8 plus 3. So I'm going to go 123 times 8 plus 3. Boom. 9, 98, 987. Do you see anything happening? All right, the next one is 1,234, 1, 2, 3, 4 times 8 plus 4. 1,234 times 8 plus 4. Boom. Look at that, 9,876. Do you see anything happening yet? Because that's the next question that's going to come up, and it's going to say, what patterns do you see? Discuss the patterns with your team. When your team agrees on something, write it down. And then use the patterns you found to predict the next 3 expressions. So we predicted expressions, and kids are saying, well, we saw the next one's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 8. Oops. I got to get to the next one. There we go. All right, so they said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 8 plus 5. And they're predicting it's going to be 98765. And then they predicted the next one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 8 plus 6. And they're predicting 987,654. Let's see if this, come on, Johnson. Let's see if this pattern continues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 8 plus, are you ready? 6, boom. And there it is, 987,654. Then we used our calculator to check the solutions that we wrote. Were our predictions correct? Okay. Then the next thing we looked at are these. We went 1 divided by 9, 2 divided by 9, 3 divided by 9, 4 divided by 9. And then we looked at those fractions and decimals. And then we wrote the equivalents. So we went in here. Let's go to a new one right here. So we went to calculator. And we're going to go 1 divided by 9. That's that answer. Then 2 divided by 9. Ooh, are you seeing anything yet, friends? 3 divided by 9. 4 divided by 9. Are you seeing it? All right, so then they went into here and they talked about repeating decimals, and they said repeating decimals are decimals that go on forever. Those will just continue indefinitely. And they said that mathematicians will put a bar over a number. So instead of writing 0.3 forever, they just go 0.3 with a bar over it. Or instead of going 0.22222 indefinitely forever, they just go 0.2 with a bar over the 2. Then they said, list the next 5 fractions in the sequence and predict how they will look. And the kids went 5 divided by 9, 6 divided by 9, 7 divided by 9. And then we found the decimal equivalents of the 5 fractions. This came up, is 0.99 repeating and 0.9 repeating and 1 equal? And how do you know? Okay, that's a long process. That one we could probably spend, just that one question, we could probably spend all 56 minutes working on that one question. But because it's 10:53 at night, I'm glossing it over. Decimal numbers that have only a finite number of digits are called terminating. So if they stop, they're terminating. If they continue forever, they are repeating. Right. And then they asked us, do these decimal equivalents of the numbers represent terminations or repeating? Okay, so we looked at those. Then the last thing we looked at was when we represent a portion, can we represent it in words or a picture? I like pictures. And then can we make that picture into a fraction? And then can we make that into a percent? And can we make that into a decimal? Okay. So could we make 2/3 as a picture? Could you make 2/3 as a percent? Could you make 2/3 as a decimal? Could you make 5/4 a picture, a decimal, a percent? And that's the lesson. That's what we did today. Just playing with calculators. And then here's our homework. Remember homework help. If you need the help and the hints, get it. Somebody asked me, is homework help cheating? And I said, short answer, yes, no. It's both. Because they do give answers, but when you see questions about repeating decimals and terminating decimals, early on, they might give you hint, 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 answer, and later on just hint, 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 and later on just hint, hint, and later on just hint. And then they'll say refer back to what you did in 1.1.5. Okay? So they kind of wean you off of the answers as the questions start cycling and repeating themselves. Question. Copy the rows of equations below and write what you predict will be the next 5 rows in the sequence. See a pattern there, friends? What patterns do you see? Use the calculator to discover whether your predictions were correct. Look at this. Copy this below. Write a fraction for this. Write a decimal. Write a percent. Write a fraction and a percent. Write a fraction and a percent. Represent each of the fractions below, both with a diagram and with words. Can you draw a picture of that? Can you make that in words? If 5 notebooks cost $5.25, how much would 3 notebooks cost? You know what I would do? I'd figure out how much 1 notebook costs, and then I'd go from there. I wonder if the homework help suggests that. I'm just going to peek here. They say if 5 notebooks cost $5.25, how much would 3 notebooks cost? Oh, look at, see, they went back and they said, do you remember when you did this a while ago? Check back to there. Oh, yeah, look at that. They said, well, what does 1 notebook cost? Then you can figure out 3. I like it. Smart, smart. What's the perimeter of this? Walk around the outside. What's the base? Remember in this one, what's the area? When you figure out the area of this one, you have to add the top base, the bottom base, divided by 2 times the height. So it's base times height divided by 2. And remember the area of this one, base times height divided by 2. And then perimeter is just walking around the outside. I saw somebody did this when they did the perimeter. They went 6 plus 12 plus 8.5 plus 4. What do you think? What extra step did they put in there? And that's all your homework. So I hope you are doing okay. I'll be really happy when I see you back, and have a nice day. Bye bye.